I'm sorry to interrupt you while you're at work, but there's an emergency.
What's wrong? Are the kids okay?
Yeah, the kids are fine. No one's hurt.
Whew. You had me worried.
Sorry, I should have started with that. It's my mother. She's getting kicked out of her current residence.
Why?
Apparently she wasn't getting along with a few of the tenants and the facility didn't want to deal with her.
So you want us to...
I know you aren't her biggest fan, but she's my mother. Besides, she can help with the kids.
Her ideas of parenting are so different from our own. I'm not sure that her helping is going to benefit anyone but her.
Stop. She needs help, and we have room. It's not like it has to be permanent.
So will you give her a timeline before letting her move into our house?
Oh yeah, I can definitely talk to her about that. Believe me, this isn't supposed to be permanent.
Already starting to have some flashbacks to your childhood.
Maybe a little bit. If she weren't in such a precarious position, I wouldn't have considered it.
Do you know exactly how she wasn't getting along with those other tenants?
I was too afraid to ask. Knowing Mom, she said or did something inappropriate, then doubled down. You know that's how she usually operates.
Unfortunately, I do. We had to have a whole second wedding just to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you for putting up with it.
Just make sure you let her know that we have rules, and we expect her to follow them.
I will, don't worry.
And if she gets out of line, you'd better react quickly. But I'm not gonna put up with anything like she's done in the past.
I know, and I will make sure to keep her in line. If she puts a foot wrong, I'll make sure she understands there are consequences. I promise that I'll make sure to keep her from causing us a world of trouble.
Okay. But if I have to step in at any point, she's out of the house.
I'll take care of her myself.
Okay. I need to get back to work.
Okay, sorry for doing this to you, but my mom doesn't really have anyone else.
It's her fault, but I can understand. You're a good daughter. Just make sure to be at least that good of a wife and mother.
Do you really think you have to tell me that?
Sometimes I think you need a reminder. You tend to get caught up in your mother's drama.
You can't keep holding the past against me.
I'm not. I'm just trying to remind you of how far you've come. It's important to keep that in mind as she starts getting back in your head.
I think I know how to handle my mother. I don't need you acting like you know her better.
I'm not suggesting that I know her better. I just know how you react to her.
Thanks for your unsolicited input. I thought you had to get back to work.
Yeah, I do. Good luck. I just got a call from Charlie. The competition finished over 30 minutes ago. Did you not go to it?
Oh no, I completely forgot. Mom forgot some stuff back at her old place. She said they called and demanded she come pick it up, and of course that took forever. One of the tenants made a snide remark, and that started some more drama.
You should have paid attention to the time. I'm over 45 minutes away. Can you go to him quickly? Because people are nearly done cleaning up and I won't be there in time to get him.
I'll see what I can do.
If you can't make it soon, let me know and I'll get someone else to go get him.
No, I've got it.
Okay, I'll let him know.
What do you mean?
He said that he tried calling you a couple of times.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'll call him right now.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Charlie.
I will. I just have to get my mom to realize we have to leave.
If she isn't willing, just leave her. She can get a ride to our house. Charlie needs you.
I know. You don't have to tell me. I already feel bad enough.
Okay, well, I've told him you'll be on your way soon.
Yeah, I'll head out in a minute. How dare you tell my daughter to just leave me here? What kind of a man would break the bond between a mother and a daughter? A monster!
Because of you, Mila forgot to pick up Charlie.
That's all the more reason why she should have stayed with me.
There was nothing keeping you from going with her.
I had to settle things here. If I didn't, those lousy creatures would have thought they won the argument.
If showing other people up was more important to you than picking up your grandson in time, then she should have left much earlier. Our son is the priority.
How dare you? I'm a poor old woman who relies on family. And here you are, abusing me.
Look, I'm letting you live with me temporarily. After you managed to get yourself kicked out of the home I paid for. If that isn't good enough for you, then you're welcome to move out on your own.
How could you? You cruel, unnatural beast! I'll report you for elder abuse.
And I'll shorten the duration of the time where you're allowed to live in my house.
My daughter wouldn't let you.
And if you ever threaten me with something like reporting me for abuse, I will stop all forms of help.
But you are my family. How could you even threaten that?
How can a grandmother put beef with her former neighbors over the needs of her grandson?
That is not a fair question.
It's a very fair question. Next time, think before you act.
Well, I need a ride home because Mila left me here. I didn't even realize that she had left until I turned to try to tell her we needed to go. They just laughed at me because she was already gone. Oh, the humiliation.
If you'll text me your address, I'll get you a lift home.
I don't know the address here.
Just ask one of the people at the front desk.
I don't want to be caught dead asking anyone here for help.
What is the name of the place again?
Golden Pastures. Clearly a name meant to insult the residents.
Got it. I'll send the information when I get a ride for you. I just left the home office and the kids are gone.
What do you mean? Mom said that you told her to take them to the park.
When would I have done that? I was working in my office.
She said that you came out and complained about the noise, so she headed out.
I haven't left in hours.
I don't know what to tell you. At least she gave you some quiet time, right?
She didn't leave a note or let me know.
She said they were going to the nearby park, so I would guess that's where she went.
I'm gonna call her.
Maybe you should just relax and enjoy some downtime.
Blair is supposed to be at practice in 45 minutes. And tonight is Neil's birthday party. I need to start getting Charlie ready.
You probably should have told her before she left.
I didn't know she was leaving. I'm calling her. The kids need to come home and get ready for their activities.
Please don't make more drama. I'm getting tired of you and Mom fighting.
We will talk when you get home. I'm gonna find our kids.
It's not like they're lost. Mom has them.
If that's supposed to make me feel better, you've clearly decided to forget everything she's done with the kids a few years ago.
I haven't forgotten. I'm just getting tired of you and Mom fighting.
What time period did you give her before she had to move out?
What? I didn't put my mother on a timeline.
What? You agreed to it. That was part of the condition of her being allowed to move in. She's not supposed to live here permanently.
What am I supposed to do? Kick her out?
Do you not see how she's harming our marriage? Or the horrible influence she's having on our children?
I know that you want to see it that way, but you're just being negative.
You're starting to sound like your mother.
Don't you dare start to compare me to her! You know how she treated me growing up.
I do. And the fact that you're letting her do similar stuff to our children is concerning. The fact that you've decided she can live here indefinitely after saying you would set a timeline, we're gonna talk about this.
Don't go treating me like a child. This is supposed to be a partnership. You don't get to make unilateral decisions.
I'm not. Again, we will talk. I'm calling your mother now. Barbara, where are my children?
My grandchildren are with me.
They're missing their planned events. If you don't bring them back in the next 30 minutes, I'm calling the police.
Stop being so dramatic. They haven't gotten nearly enough time with their grandmother. You've pretty much alienated them from me, so I'm taking back my time with them. You'll just have to deal with it.
Oh, I will deal with it. I'm calling the police now.
You just have to create so much drama. I've taken them on a week-long stay at the water park. That will start to go toward making up everything you've put me through.
So you're at Peter's Playtime Bonanza?
Are there any other water parks in the state?
Got it. See you in the near future.
It's a 4-hour drive, so I seriously doubt you'll see us anytime soon. Now, I'm gonna turn my phone off, and you are going to give me the time back after depriving me of bonding time with my grandbabies.
You're gonna be sorely disappointed by what's about to happen. Your mother took them to the park, all right. They're at the water park.
What? That's a long way away from home.
Yeah, and now she's saying that we deprived her of time with her grandbabies.
Well, she isn't entirely wrong.
So you think it's okay for her to take the kids for a week? Without our permission? During a school week?
If we let her do this now, it will make our lives easier in the long run. I mean, you'll get a whole week to just relax. You've been really cranky and nasty lately.
Because of your mom. And now you're siding with her.
Of course! You're making her out to be this bad guy, which she isn't.
I knew this was gonna happen. I never should have agreed to let her live with us. As soon as she moved in, you started changing again.
You just hate my mother, and you're dead set on making sure she has no one. She was right about you. You've always been a horrible husband, and I want a divorce.
Great. We can talk about that instead. For now, I'm gonna get the kids.
Just leave them!
She's trying to help them miss school. That is not in their best interest.
Spending time with their grandmother is in their best interest. They're doing well enough in school that they can afford a week off.
Do you have any idea what they're doing in school this week? It's almost the end of the school year. Their grades are gonna suffer significant harm.
They're my kids too.
Yes, and you should be concerned about them. For now, I'm heading to the park.
Just leave them alone. You owe my mother more time with the children. Consider this payback for all of the missed holidays because you've always hated her.
I'll talk to you later.
How dare you call the police on my mother? You know she has a history. She'll never get a fair trial, especially since they're hitting her with DUI, reckless endangerment, and kidnapping. I gave her permission to take the kids.
She tried to flee from the police while drunk.
She was only drinking because you said you were calling the cops on her. You had no reason to escalate like this.
So you don't have a problem with your mom driving with our children while she was drunk?
I have a problem with you driving her to drinking. This whole thing was a setup.
Definitely looks that way. When did you start planning all of this?
What are you implying?
Clearly you and your mother have been working on this plan behind my back. You even tried to say that everything was all right when you two planned for her to take our children for a week, which is against the court order we got out on her a few years ago.
That order is up. She's changed. My mother deserves a chance to get to know her grandchildren.
I think you're blocking out a lot of your own history with your mother. I think once this is all said and done, you're gonna need to be back in therapy.
Don't try to tell me what I do and don't need, Liam. I'm an adult, and I know what's best for my children.
You enabled your drunk mother to drive with them, so I don't think you actually do know.
I can't believe you got my mother arrested, and now you're trying to take the high ground? You'd better sleep with one eye open, because I'm not gonna let you destroy my family.
Did you just threaten me?
Take it however you want, but remember, you never poke the mama bear.
Well, thanks for putting it in text. That should make my next move a lot easier.
Are you threatening me?
No, I'm taking your threat seriously. Apparently you forgot that I'm currently working with the police. Now they can see how you're acting.
You can't show them! I was only trying to let off steam. Stop twisting my words!
According to Officer Nick, those words coupled with the situation have some pretty good grounds to take action.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare try to make me look bad in all of this!
I don't have to do anything for you to look bad. You have that handled all on your own.
Dad, Mom's come to pick me up from school and she's acting really weird.
Are you still at the school?
No, she's just pulled out of the parking lot. She's muttering to herself.
Did she take your sister too?
Yeah, Blair is sitting up front with her trying to convince her to go home.
What is your mother saying?
I don't know, but I don't think she's listening to either of us.
Okay, I'm on the phone with the police. Tell your mother that you need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, I'll try that. She says we'll stop when we get to the highway.
Tell her that you can't hold it much longer.
That seemed to work. We're pulling over at the restaurant near the highway.
Okay, see if she'll get you some food. Say you haven't had lunch yet.
Okay, please get here quickly. She's acting almost like Grandma did yesterday.
Don't worry, honey. I'm coming to help you. I've also called the police and they know where you are. If you want to hide in the bathroom, that may help. I've texted your sister the same thing.
Okay, thanks, Dad.
Stay safe, and I love you.
I love you too.
What is my daughter doing in jail? She pulled the same stunt you did. They are her kids! There's a protective order on her. She attacked me after you were taken away. She then threatened to kill our kids to get back at me. This is all your fault! If you would have just let me take the kids for a week, none of this would have happened! How are you even texting me right now? Don't you worry about that. I'm gonna fix things. Just you wait. Did you get someone to bond you out? I told you not to worry about it. Soon it won't matter to you at all. You just never learn, do you? Well, good luck, Barbara. All I need from you is one thing. Then everything will be set right. If you're coming to find me, I'm at Prince and Broad. And what about the kids? They're back in school. Good. First I'll see you, then I'll go get them. Sounds like a plan. My mother-in-law showed up at the location I mentioned less than 10 minutes later. She got out of the car and started running towards me with a knife. The police took her down pretty easily. I don't know why anyone allowed her to be bailed out after what she did, but my ex-mother-in-law was always quite the conniving woman. Apparently she flirted with the judge and he helped her get out. He's now facing getting kicked off the bench. My mother-in-law is looking at so many charges that she's being refused bond a second time. I'm pressing charges for everything the police suggested because I do not want her out and free again. If convicted, she's probably looking at the rest of her life in jail, especially for attempted murder, since she clearly planned to kill me the last time I saw her. My wife, she's gonna do time. I know that she was one of her mother's victims when she was growing up, but clearly, she never learned how to deal with it. She always turned down therapy, so once her mother was back in her life, Mila went off the deep end. She's not going to get much time in jail, and I hope that she gets the therapy she desperately needs. However, I'm not putting my children or myself in danger to help her now. After the school year finished, I moved my children over 1,000 miles away from where we used to live. They took a bit to settle down, but I made sure to get them in therapy. It seems to be working, and they're doing well in school. It's more of a challenge for them, so I think in time, it'll be a huge benefit to them. We also live closer to my parents now, so I'm getting a lot more help. I started dating a woman who adores my children. They're still a bit wary of her, but she's a teacher, so she seems to have a knack for helping them with things that I have long forgotten. We're all taking things slowly because the last couple of years were a bit much. For now, we're just enjoying the feeling of normalcy.